Nerfs and buffs have been leaked for Season 1, Act 2 of Marvel Rivals, which is just right around the corner. The leaker XOX leak has data mined some very interesting upcoming changes to a lot of characters in the game. So you can go through. This is the actual statement from the game, and here's the details of the nerfs and the buffs. I just want to get straight into those. Venom. So increase the threat after entering the battlefield and reduce the energy required for ultimate skill. So interestingly enough, we're going to be seeing it a buff to Venom. I didn't think he was that bad. Inward knockback angle is 75%. Adjusted. Okay, so they're going to change some of the mechanics that go into, I guess, the overall, I don't know, the overall environment and how his momentum works. One I'm super excited for. We got Captain America. Improve the survivability during continuous combat. Optimize the feel when using the vibranium energy shield and reduce the energy required for the ultimate skill, adding the ability to use absolute will is the name of it, for defense during jumping. So jumping with your shield. The projectile speed of vibranium energy shield is increased from 60 to 80, okay, and the ejection speed after hitting is increased from 100 to 150. Okay, so Cap's going to be moving and grooving and shield in the air. The energy required for free call ultimate skill is adjusted from 3100 to 2800. Okay, so we're going to be seeing here in Avengers Assemble a lot more. Optimize Captain America's combat experience. Split the shield slams and melee attacks, and now Captain America can use melee attacks in the flying shield state and the link state to activate the first two attacks of the shield slam at the same time. When in suspended state, Captain America's melee attack will no longer trigger God of War skill. I'm going to have to get my hands on that and see exactly how that's going to be different. Split the shield's melee attack. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so when you go to slam down, it's not going to be mouse 1. Okay, I don't know. Thor. Optimize the feel after using Rune Awakening. Removes the public cooldown after the Rune Awakening skill duration ends. Groot. Increases Groot threat combat range. The maximum distance of Thorn wall section is increased from 15 to 18. Okay. Magneto. Slightly reduce survivability and slightly increase its offensive ability. The projectile damage of Magneto's ball is increased from 35 to 40. The energy consumption per second during the duration of the electromagnetic iron curtain is increased from 50 to 65, and the maximum duration is increased from 2 seconds to 1.5. All my Magneto players out there, tell me what that means, because I have no idea. Doctor Strange. Slightly reduce Doctor Strange's survivability. Base HP reduce. So we got a Doctor Strange nerf, 650 to 600. Interesting. Duelist, Iron Fist. Improve combat capability, providing new functionality from the Sun Punch and gives them more options. Fifth attack reduced to 32. Third and fourth damage reduced to 15. Sixth reduced from... Okay, so this is a nerf. This is a major Iron Fist nerf. Reduced... Okay, let's see here. Reduced. Okay, the damage of each hit. Some decreased, including hit. Oh my god, this is actually a huge nerf. Each hit is added with 1.7 of the opponent's max, including... Okay, so now he's going to get health. So they're nerfing him, but they're also making it to where he gets health. So he's going to be surviving longer? Upper limit, additional HP, 50 to 150. Whoa. After 1 second after skill ends, and the additional HP will decay 25 per second. The maximum value additional HP converted from the block damage is adjusted 150 to 200. Base health Oh, base health increase, damage reduction, health increase. So Iron Fist is going to be so much more survivable, but he's going to do less damage. Interesting. And it's really not huge, substantial damage reductions. I mean, it's pretty big, but not that crazy. Mr. Fantastic. Improve Mr. Fantastic's ability to harass enemies and increase the threat of the ultimate skill. The radius of the spell field after landing of telescope has been increased from 2.5 to 5. Telescopic now has a new effect of knocking enemies in the range inward after landing. The single charge recovery time to tell. Okay. The spell field of intellectual overwhelm has been increased from 50 to 70. And the energy required has been 2,800 to 3,400. Okay, so I guess he's going to get a lot more of a hit range. Okay. Iron Man. The beam ray damage ability in normal state and armor over limit state has been improved so that it can still deal considerable damage without relying on gamma over limit. The damage of ray beam has been increased from 120 seconds to 140 seconds. The damage of cluster beam over armor is increased from 180 per second to 190 per second. Okay. Iron Man buff. Hawkeye. Increase Hawkeye's survivability and threat in close combats and increase the threat of Hawkeye's ultimate skill. 250 to 75 buff on health. Projectile damage and explosive arrows decrease from 20 to 15. And 25 to 32. Damage nerf. So this is a damage nerf and health buffs is kind of what I'm seeing a lot of here. The skill cooldown of Half Moon decrease. During Falcon's vision, ultimate, the bow charge speed is accelerated and increases multiple. Okay. Storm. Reduce the threat to enemies at a long distance. Reduce the aura's benefit effect on oneself and increase the aura's benefit on teammates. Windblade's damage attenuation at 30 meters is reduced from 70 to 60. The proportion of self-inflicted damage in thunderstorms reduced from 16 to 12. Strengthen self-increase damage ratio in thunderstorms where, 30 to 25. Interesting. Star-Lord. Increase the maximum distance that Star-Lord can move and enhance his mobility. The maximum skill energy of rocket propulsion is increased from 1,200 to 1,800. Okay. So a nerf to Star-Lord's ult. Scarlet Witch. Increase survivability when releasing the ultimate skill. After activating reality in erasure, add 100 extra health points to yourself. After the skill ends or the skill is interrupted, it decays at a 50 per second. Wow. Okay, that's a huge buff for Scarlet Witch's ult. Spider-Man. Slightly reducing the cooling time of spider silk shells, reducing Spider-Man's offensive window period. The charge time for spider silk shells is reduced from 3 seconds to 2.5. Okay, so this is a buff to Spider-Man, and this is going to make bunny hopping more consistent. You're going to be getting your charges back sooner. Moonlight Knight. Okay. Let's see. Increase the enemy reaction time. Optimize the damage. Reduce the fall speed of the fists. Okay. Connect the damage triggering logics. Remove the mechanism that originally caused 75 damage with the center of the spell field and adjust its fist from 75 to 150. Interesting. Okay, so a nerf to Moon Knight, essentially. Black Widow. Improve combat capability and increase its threat to the enemy. The magazine capacity of the Red Room rifle is increased from 8 to 15. Oh, shit. The declaration effect of focusing whole ultimate skill on the enemy was reduced from 80 to 55. Okay, so there we go. We got a much needed nerf for Black Widow. The bat reduces the damage ability and slightly reduces the energy required to release the ultimate skill. Okay. The base damage of magic sword slash is adjusted from 40 to oh wow, so a nerf here to magic sword. The damage Gauss kind of demon fury is adjusted from 80 to 72 seconds. The energy required to release the Son of Darkness is adjusted from 3,700 to 3,400. Okay, so she's going to get her ult more, but she's going to be weaker. And with all these other health boosts, like, this really sucks for Magic. This really does. That's a huge... 45 to 40 is huge when we're dealing with people getting health buffs. Hela. Improve Hela's suppression ability when facing medium and long range enemies. The damage attenuation ratio of Soul Drinker at 30 meters is increased from 70 to 80. Okay. Strategist. Adam Warlock. Increase the damage ability and slightly increase the healing ability for opening Soul Symbiosis. The damage of quantum magic is increased from 55 to 60. The damage attenuation at 40 meters is increased from 50 to 60%. The amount of healing provided by Soul Symbiosis to the linked heroes increased from 10 to 15 seconds. Interesting. Cloak and 7 heads, and I don't understand why they put that. Increase the survivability during the release of the ultimate skill and reduce the release of ultimate skill. The frequency of ultimate skills and duration of skills and strength of ultimate skills. Huh. The energy required to release light and shadow is increased. Oh, a huge nerf. Huge nerf to Cloak and Dagger. During a single segment of light and shadow reduced from 10 to 8 seconds, and the pause time between each segment is reduced from 1 to 0.67. The healing effect of the segment is no longer superimposed. An only segment of healing effect is effective when multiple segments are covered. Unlock the camera during the release of light and shadow. The vulnerability ratio caused by the feared cloak to the enemy is increased from 20 to 28. Okay, so it's got a buff, but it's going to be harder to get. This is, I assume, Luna Snow. Reduce the frequency of releasing ultimate skills. The energy required to release Sympathy of Fate is increased from 4,000. Oh, okay, so nerf to how often you're going to be getting that ult. Loki reduced the frequency of releasing ultimate skills and slightly increase endurance. The energy required to release God of Trickery is increased. The number of magazines of Fate's Blessing is increased from 10 to 12. This is looking like a huge nerf for healers as well. Slightly reduce the survivability during the ultimate skill. Okay, the upper limit of the additional health provided by Soul Resonance is adjusted from 100 to 75. Invisible Woman. Reduce the frequency of releasing the ultimate skill. The energy required to release Invisible is increased. Okay. So a nerf to her as well. Here you have the link combinations. Gamma Charge. Reduce the damage ability of Gamma. Okay. So this is going to be a Hulk Iron Man nerf. Yeah, time teleport. Further improve the sustained combat capability of Black Panther and Psylocke. The retracing time of Psylocke is reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. The ratio of blue armor and conversion based on lost health and is increased from 0.5 to 0.8. Retracing time of Wakanda hitchhiking is reduced from 5 to 3. Okay, so you're going to actually... I didn't know this. So you get health when you do the teleport from the magic buff. Power of Light, Symbiote Bond. Let's see here. Provide 2 5-second healing effects to Moon Knight within range. Interesting. Enhance the survivability provided by the Repulse suit of Penny Parker and Spider-Man. The duration of Spider-Man's Repulse suit is reduced from 4 to 1. The effect of 50% damage reduction is removed, and the invincibility effect during the duration is added. Interesting. During the Penny Parker's suit is reduced. So same thing. Ice and snow. Healing amount from 50 to 75 and enemies increase from 20 to 30. Okay. Vanguards. So this is just more explaining. Ultimate cost reduced. This is, I think you can use the shield while it jump. That was my understanding as well. Primary 35, 50 maximum duration 2.5 base HP. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, I want to understand like base HP. Okay, yeah. So the damage has been increased. Magic. Yeah, that's crazy that we're seeing such a nerf on Magic, and she's not that crazy. She's good, but like you got to be really good with her. That's crazy. That's crazy to see that we are getting. On another note, each hit adds 1.5 of the opponent's maximum health, similar to Wolverine. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So this is really going to shake up the meta for sure. I really hate to see it because I think with the health increases, we're going to see Magic really, really lose a lot of her glory. Anyways, let me know y'all's thoughts on these nerfs and buffs. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens whenever the release comes out. We see the second part of Season 2, which is coming right around the corner. So we'll see you guys there. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. If you're not already, follow me on twitch.tv/Swavilo. Make sure you go follow me there. We'll catch you guys later. Y'all take it easy. Have a blessed one. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later, baby.